Okay, in regards to the that donut-shaped rings around the Earth,
Yes, the Van Allen radiation belts.
right? When the solar radiation from sunspots come to the Earth,
Yes.
we see the northern lights in the northern,
The aurora
far
borealis.
northern hemisphere, and so I think that we see those because of the lack of ozone around the North Pole. Is that correct? How does those donut rings that blocks the radiation? How does just explain to us briefly how does that influence the northern lights and our ability to see them? Because we can't see them down here.
All right. David Bassett, come forward, please. He teaches on this. And I like to include a larger number. If he'll come all the way to the front, then the cameras can get him answering that. The aurora borealis, the northern lights, I saw them when I was in central Missouri way back in 1958. They were exceptionally strong then. Dr. Henry Voss, University of Illinois, one of our consultants, we haven't seen him in years, but he was a very close friend of Professor M.E. Clark. Dr. Henry Voss studied the aurora borealis, and I wish he were here to give you a succinct answer. So, David, our science teacher, what causes us to be able to see? What causes the northern lights, and what causes us to be able to see them?
Well, solar radiation, the cosmic radiation that comes in through the magnetic field that's not blocked is trapped. It's funneled to the polar regions. And there's a magnetic pinch, which causes a dip in the magnetic field closer to the poles.
Right.
There. And some say you can actually not only see it, but you could hear it. You could hear the vibration of the electromagnetic particles.
I've heard missionaries who lived in Alaska say they have heard and anticipate hearing the music.
Right. So typically it is a polar phenomenon. It's the aurora borealis in the north. It's called the aurora australis in the south. But it's also visible from space. Apollo's taken pictures. The missions have taken pictures of donut-shaped activity there. The different gases in the thermosphere produce the different colors. Nitrogen, usually when it's energized, is the greenish color. Oxygen is bluish. Energized hydrogen is the magenta pink color. Typically what you see there is the green curtains of light, which is the nitrogen, which is most of our atmosphere. Right? 78% of our atmosphere is nitrogen. So that's basically what causes it. That was discovered in the early 1900s, and it was debated, but there have been plasma physics experiments to demonstrate that the sun actually is the direct cause of that radiation reaching the Earth and being funneled toward the polar regions.
Excellent.
Is the cancer greater in the polar regions?
It's certainly true in the southern.
I know that flight attendants who travel great circle arcs over the poles have to take extra precautions because of that. So I believe there is a higher radiation level because of that. They go through the testing and they go through all the different procedures to make sure they're all safe. But I believe you would expect that.
All right.
Earlier I was up here talking about a northite and a northosite. And we went back and looked it up online. And a northite, what I was mentioning, is the mineral. It's the light-colored mineral,
Yes.
which is in the rock, a northosite. A northosite is a darker rock. It's a mafic phaneritic rock, which basically means it's a darker, coarse-grained rock made up of iron and magnesium, which gives it the dark color. But a northite is the calcium, potassium, aluminum, light-colored mineral.
Yes.
So,
Excellent.
so a northosite is a moon rock, but a northite is the light-colored mineral that we were talking about.
Yes.
It gives the high albedo.
Yes.
So I just wanted to clarify that.
The aurora will generate ionized clouds that will reflect radio communication waves. So at certain frequencies you can communicate a lot further when there's auroras around than you can otherwise at those frequencies.
Well, interesting. Very, very. And he's the man who first years ago said to me, the canopy would have picked up the radio signals from space. So he just demonstrated his knowledge there.